Hello and welcome to the Maynooth University Virtual Open Day. My name is Natasha Marin. I'm one of the Careers Advisors here in the Maynooth University Career Service, and today I'm briefly going to talk to you about things to consider when choosing your career and supports available within the Career Service for students at Maynooth University. The Maynooth University Career Service is here to help and support students as they go about taking the next step in their career journey. We were previously based in the Career Development Centre, but now with the changes around COVID-19, we are fully open online to our students every day, Monday to Friday. The Career Service is here to support students in their transition from university life to either work or further study. We try to do that by facilitating students in making informed decisions. Basically, what we want to do is help you to discover what is right for you in your current circumstance at the moment and where you would like to go. Sometimes we use a lot of words without maybe looking at what they mean or what are the implications of what we're saying. To start with, what is a career? What do you have in mind when you say a career? Is it one job? Is it a series of jobs? Is it maybe different roles within, say, one company? It's often a combination of stages in your life. It can be very varied. It's not necessarily a linear, a planned sequence of events. You might start in one job, find something that you like in it, focus on that and move in a different direction, focusing on that specific area. So career choice and the decisions you make, it's usually not one big choice. It's not one main event or one occasion. It's a process that you will use as you go through the rest of your life. So the decisions that you make now are basically the decisions at the start of the process. They're unlikely to be decisions that will lock you into or out of any particular option as you go along through your career. And when we think about making career decisions, what are the factors that influence that? The key factor is or should always really be ourselves, because we're at the center of the whole process. So what you like, what you're interested in, what are your values, your skills, what really motivates you. But also things like what do you know or how can you find out about the options that are open to you? Are you willing to or in a position to take opportunities as they come up? What qualifications do you have or do you need to move forward in a particular area? And then often there are other factors, the role of society, the economy, labour market, other circumstances, even luck sometimes, even things like, say, the influence of COVID and the current circumstances that we're in, the role that is having on the choices that are open to people or the factors that people are using to make choices. So there are a lot of factors to be considered, and when you look at it in a whole, it can be quite daunting. So oftentimes it's useful to maybe just focus on one at a time and think, well, what is the next step or the most relevant step for me to make at the moment? Circumstances are changing a lot, as we know at the moment. New jobs are being created all the time. Some of you looking to start college now will end up doing jobs that probably haven't been invented yet or won't be in the same style or format that we know them now by the time you come to do the jobs. Is that a good thing? For some people it probably is. It's quite exciting, the whole idea of innovation, new opportunities. For other people maybe that's a little bit scary because you're more comfortable in things staying how they are and how you like them to be. How do you know what's the right option for you, particularly if things are changing all the time? How do you know what's going to be the right fit for you? What is the best thing to do for you where you're at the moment? And what I would advise is just look at taking one step at a time. Gather the information that you need. The more information you have, the better chance of making the right decision for you. So just one step at a time, gather the information that you need, and move from there. Some of the common questions that students would ask us when we work with students, when they're, from first year onwards, and we would work with students first year, second year, third year, fourth year, postgrad, at any stage along their education journey in Maynooth, and even after they leave us. Recent graduates would often come back to maybe engage in some more careers advice or some support, depending on where they're going, what their next step is likely to be. The kinds of questions that we will quite commonly be asked will be, what can I do after my degree? Where do I look for jobs? What job would suit me? How do I apply for a job? Who are the employers? Where are the employers? What are the employers looking for? What is a postgrad course? It's any course that you do after your degree. Where can I find the postgrad courses that are available in, say, either Maynooth University or another university? What course would be the best option for me, depending on what career options I had in mind? And I suppose in terms of the questions that we are asked, the very common one, what can I do after my degree, quite often depends on you. A lot of people can be doing one degree, maybe even the same subjects, not likely that they will take maybe the same career path, because they have a lot of different factors influencing where they're at and where they're likely to go. Things like, what would you like to do? What are you interested in? Some people know, some people have a clear sense of what their plan is, or what their interests are. Other people don't, and that's where it can sometimes be daunting, and that's where we try to help as well. What if you don't know what your interests are? How do you find this out? And it is a process of very small steps, gathering the information as you go along, engaging with us so we can help support you in finding the information and using the information to hopefully make the decisions that work best for you. Some things to consider, particularly around the area of subject choice. For certain careers, subject choice is not a deciding factor. So there are many careers where you don't need specific subjects or specific degrees to go into those career areas. There are others where you do, so it really does depend on the areas that you want to get into. Of the graduate employers that we work with, I'd say up to about half of the jobs that are advertised are for graduates of any discipline. So that means an employer will take you in and they will train you in their company, but they don't necessarily want you to have studied a particular degree before they take you in. So that means that there are quite broad options open for people. So it's a nice thing to be aware of, that there are many options outside of your degree. Can sometimes be daunting for people because it means there's lots of options. How do I start exploring those? And that's what we will try to help and support you with. There are many alternative routes into different careers rather than the direct undergrad route as well. So for example, medicine, there's a postgrad route into that, IT, HR, media, primary teaching, business law. There are lots of alternative routes, backdoor routes into particular careers. So maybe try not to worry immediately if you find that you're not meeting the requirements for the direct entry degree, because quite often there's a postgrad route into a particular career as well. So it's good to explore that and to find alternative plans for yourself. When we meet with students in first year, they quite often talk about their concerns or their questions around choosing their subjects. So some of the things to be aware of here, just to help you make the best decisions you can. With familiar subjects, I would say just be sure, even though you studied a subject in school and you really liked it, make sure you research it and the subject content, because it can be that the subject you studied in Leaving Cert is quite different in terms of the curriculum that's covered when you study it at third level. For teacher education. So if you're interested in becoming a post-primary school teacher, you do need to pick subjects that are on the Leaving Cert curriculum as part of your degree. And even within your degree, there are certain module criteria that the Teaching Council have specified, and you do need to make sure that your selection matches that. If you have questions about that when you're studying at Maynooth, please do come and ask us, and we'll help you get the information you need on that. Something else to think about, maybe new subjects that you wouldn't have studied in school, say something like psychology, sociology, anthropology. You might have a general sense of what you expect the subject to be. Oftentimes the actual study of it can be quite different, so I would advise to just find out as much as you can about the subjects before making a final decision. Research the course content on the careers on the course finder on the Maynooth website. Each department has a first year coordinator who is available to talk to you about what's involved in the subject, what the modules are like, the choices that are available to you. When you start in first year, many degree programs will allow you to have a period of time at the start where you can try out various subjects, have a sense of them. Some people need to learn by doing. They need to try a subject to see whether they really like it. So use that time at the beginning of your course to explore various subjects and to get a clear sense of whether you think a subject is a good fit for you or not. The more information you have, the more research that you do, the better chance that you will be happy with the decision that you make. So the key information or the key message that I would like you to take, that I hope would be helpful in choosing your subjects, gather as much information as you can. As a general rule of thumb, follow your interests. It can be hard to know what you'd like to do in the future, where you'd like to go in the future. You generally will have a good sense of what you enjoy and what you're interested in. So trust that. You're more likely to stay motivated and to do well if you're studying something that you are interested in. So in my experience, that tends to be what works well for students when they're choosing their subjects going forward. And just remember, there are lots of options available to you. You can have more than one plan as you progress through your time in university. I would advise that you start thinking and planning in as much as you can, as early as you can, just to give yourself more time to find out what you need. And oftentimes the earlier you know what you need, the easier it is to get that experience or to gather that information or to be ready to apply. Everything that you do over your time in university will all be of benefit to you. It will all help you as you progress in your career readiness later on. Each year, the Career Service will have a lot of employers engaging with us, keen to recruit Maynooth University graduates. In previous years, all of the recruitment would have been on campus or face-to-face, where employers would have been coming on campus, setting up their stands and speaking to graduates or to current students face-to-face. Now, with everything that COVID has brought, all of this is happening online. So employers are using various virtual platforms, virtual fairs to engage with students in an online capacity. So I suppose it is very positive to know that the graduate recruitment cycle, the number of opportunities available, is still going strong. This year so far, we have had over 130 employers advertise opportunities with us. Many of these companies were hiring for multiple positions. It is important to just be aware that most graduate recruitment happens quite early in final year. So as you progress through your degree, it is good to get a sense of the types of employers that you would be interested in working for, so that when you come to the start of final year, you're ready to start making your applications to these employers, because it all does happen during the year rather than at the end of your final year. These will give you a sense of some of the employers who have advertised with us this year. You can see there's quite a wide variety of employers engaging with us and seeking to recruit Maynooth University graduates. We've got quite a lot of useful information on our website, so you may like to have a look through that just to see the types of information that is available to you there. Information around exploring your career, postgraduate study, graduate stories. And if you would like to find out more about making the most of your university career service, please join us on MU Live on Friday, the 30th of April from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please go to mu.ie/MU Live for more information on that. Thank you.